Hey guys, I have a Bath and Body Works haul of all things, and that's pretty crazy if you ask me. Last fall, I only made 2 hauls, and they were both from Bath and Body Works as far as fall candles go. And I use the term haul lightly because one was just an exchange and one was, a small purchase. And that was it. Had no interest in even burning them and never did. I just stuck to retail wax and vendor wax as far as whatever I used, and pretty much the candles that I used last year was something I already had. Let me mention the candles that I bought last year. I'm not going to go into detail on them or anything like that. I'm just going to mention them and show them. This right here was one haul. This was the exchange haul I made last year, and it is Autumn and Pumpkin Bonfire. Probably my 2 favorite candles last year, whether they were new or not. Those were my 2 favorite fall candles last year from Bath and Body Works. Autumn is a staple for me every year, especially the wallflower in autumn. And it feels like autumn every year for some reason comes out later than the rest of the candles. Pumpkin Cupcake sometimes has done that, but autumn within the past few years has always come out later in the fall season. Pumpkin Bonfire, as you know, is gorgeous. And then the paid haul that I made last year, where I actually went inside and used a coupon and everything. I think this one was from last year. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Harvest Gathering. I've called this at one point my all-time favorite Bath and Body Works fall candle. I am just a sucker for that spice and apple and cranberry used in that fragrance. This was a candle the only candle last year that I brought home more than one of, and I brought home 2 of it, and it was Wicked Apple. You guys know I love my caramel apples, and this is, a nice little deviation from the standard caramel apple scent. Oh, that's good, and it's just something extra in it. I won't even try to go into it right now. Maybe it's that ghostly green apple, who knows? And then this one right here, Old Fashioned Cider Donut. That one I feel like did not get enough love last year, but then again, how would I know? Because I really wasn't on social media a lot last fall. Pumpkin Snickerdoodle, pretty much a tamed version of pumpkin pecan waffles, less syrupy sweet. And this one came out later in fall, I want to say. Spiced Cranberry Toffee, and no, it is not Cranberry Pumpkin. A repackage of Cranberry Pumpkin, not at all. They are not the same fragrance at all, and really the only similarities there is they both have cranberry, and that's it. So not similar at all, and anybody that said so was just pulling it out of their ass. Somebody saying that they are similar obviously didn't have the candles side by side to smell them and just kind of recklessly said, that they are similar or a repackage, and that is just untrue. That is false. So let's get on to the actual haul that I have this year for fall. It's not much. I mean, it's something. There's a lot of candles there that I just flat out turned down and said, no way, I'm not bringing you home. There weren't a lot of new things, but the ones that were new, I just wasn't having any of it. There were several that I wanted to bring home though that were returnees, like Harvest Gathering. Leaves was one I really wanted to maybe bring. White Pumpkin was another one. Sweater Weather, which was my first candle that I ever purchased from Bath and Body Works, so it has a lot of sentimentality to me. But I ended up bringing this one home. It is Pumpkin Clove. And, everybody knows about this one. Notes of clove buds, ground cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, fresh pumpkin with natural essential oils. But Pumpkin Clove, yeah, it is really similar to Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin. This is the only version I have of Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin, and it's only for this label. I didn't really care for the fragrance. When I smell these side by side, Pumpkin Clove just feels like it has more to offer. They're very similar fragrances, and they both have pumpkin in the name, but I feel like Pumpkin Clove is the only one of the 2 that actually you can smell the pumpkin. Sweet Cinnamon Pumpkin smells like a very linear, spicy fragrance, and that's it. It doesn't really ever do anything for me on cold, even though I'm sure if I were to ever buy it and burn it and melt it, it would probably give me a very similar experience to this. But on cold, it smells very neutered and it smells very red hots, and it doesn't do anything for me. But I can actually smell the pumpkin in this fragrance. And one thing about this one, I haven't burned this since the initial year that it came out. So it does have a little bit of some memories attached to it for me. And I haven't burned it since that first month that it came out. I want to say it was maybe August or so. I think it came out before that, but I didn't burn it until August. But a lovely pumpkin and clove fragrance. Then the next one, I feel like a lot of people are just going to pass by, and I don't blame you if you do. It's the salted caramel old fashioned. And the notes on this one are drizzle of salted caramel, special reserve bourbon, keep that in mind, orange peel garnish with natural essential oils. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just gonna call this salted caramel and be done with it and refer to it as just a caramel fragrance. It very much is all of that, but this is probably the booziest candle I've ever smelled from Bath & Body Works. So if you're looking for something with a little bit of a kick and you're kind of tired of all their caramel scents, maybe give this a try, because this is very, very heavy on that whiskey. Like you just opened a bottle of whiskey and you took off the lid and you digged your nose right into it. That whiskey is so prominent. I mean, if you took the caramel out of this, it's straight whiskey. That's what this is, and it's a lot of it. It's actually a really nice twist on the normal salted caramel or butterscotch fragrance that they would normally put out, that we would see, 4 or 5 times, it feels like, during the fall season. Give that one a try if you want something in that same vein, but you're tired of all the normal caramel scents that they put out and you want a little bit of something extra. Okay, and then my favorite of the bunch, the easy winner of this haul, and I tell you what, I'm really close to nicknaming this candle Halloween Night, is what they really should have called it, because it has the two things that I feel like embody Halloween. And black licorice is not a universal note for a lot of people, so I'm gonna throw that out for the minute. That's one of my ultimate Halloween notes, but if you're talking ultimate Halloween, this is what you want to get right here: spiced pumpkin and patchouli. And the notes are rich pumpkin, warm patchouli, go figure, a touch of cinnamon sugar. Okay, now I don't know how many times they've done a patchouli candle. I don't. I know of Yankee Candles, patchouli candles. They're infamous, if you want to call it that, for doing patchouli fragrances for Halloween. And I totally get that, and I agree with that. I think patchouli fits perfectly for Halloween because it is the smell of damp soil or rotting earth, something along that line. Yeah, that's kind of what patchouli is, and that's what it reminds me of, and that's a perfect smell for Halloween. I don't know if they have any other patchouli candles right now other than that vanilla patchouli that they have in the, I want to say it's the aromatherapy line. If you want something to buy right now and you want to save it for Halloween, get this one right here. This is going to be called Halloween Night, because that's what it should have been. Oh man, it's heavy on that patchouli. If you get more pumpkin than patchouli out of this, okay, but I'm really picking up that patchouli. It's not a very wet soil patchouli though, so it actually smells a little dry in it, and it could be because of those pumpkin spices, I'm sure. So it's not your typical patchouli, but it still is very much reminiscent of a patchouli candle. Oh my goodness, that is Halloween Night right there. I can't burn this on, I'm not gonna burn it right now, and I'm not gonna burn it leading up to fall. This is 100% an October candle for me. And more specifically, it's gonna be burned probably the week of Halloween and Halloween Night. I just can't do patchouli candles any other time of the year, and then you combine it with a very noticeable spicy pumpkin fragrance, and that just screams Halloween. This is a signature Halloween fragrance for me, and they should have left that for something in one of their Halloween line of candles. I feel like that would have fit perfectly for that. But that was my simple and quick haul from Bath & Body Works fall haul. There really wasn't anything else that I wanted to bring home. Definitely nothing new that they have that I wanted to bring home. There were several old favorites like pumpkin apple. I really thought about bringing pumpkin apple or leaves or white pumpkin, something like that home, but I left all those behind, and this was my really easy, quick haul from Bath & Body Works. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll talk to you soon.